He confessed to over 30 murders, each one more gruesome than the last. The details were horrifying, painting a picture of a man who seemed to revel in the macabre. His name was Thomas Quick, and he terrorized Sweden throughout the 1990s. The nation was gripped by fear as the media sensationalized his every word. He was a monster in human form, or so they thought. His confessions were so vivid, so detailed, that no one doubted their authenticity. Quick's chilling confessions captivated the nation. The media frenzy was unprecedented, with every new revelation making headlines. He described his crimes in graphic detail, sending shivers down the spines of even the most hardened detectives. His stories were filled with gruesome specifics that only the killer could know. No one could have imagined the sinister truth lurking beneath the surface. The reality was far more complex and disturbing than anyone could have anticipated. Quick's real name was Sture Bergwall. He was not the cold-blooded killer he claimed to be. He was a troubled soul, plagued by addiction and mental illness. His life was a series of tragic events that led him down a dark path. He craved notoriety, yearning for the attention his crimes would bring. The more he confessed, the more attention he received. Bergwall spun elaborate tales of abduction, torture, and murder. His imagination knew no bounds, and he became a master storyteller of horror. He confessed to the unsolved disappearances of children and young adults. Each confession brought a mix of hope and despair to the families of the missing. He reveled in the horrified fascination of the public and the investigators who hung on his every word. The truth, however, was far more elusive and would take years to unravel. Bergwall's confessions were a macabre tapestry woven from half-truths and outright fabrications. He drew inspiration from news clippings and crime novels, incorporating details of real-life cases into his gruesome narratives. He became a chameleon, morphing his stories to fit the expectations of those around him. The more gruesome the details, the more attention he received. He became a master manipulator, preying on the vulnerabilities of a justice system desperate for answers. Bergwall offered solutions to cold cases, providing closure to grieving families. He played the role of the remorseful killer, confessing his sins in exchange for understanding and leniency. But beneath the surface of remorse lurked a chilling truth. It was all a lie. Bergwall's confessions were not the product of genuine guilt or remorse. They were the result of a complex interplay of factors that distorted his reality. They were the result of a toxic cocktail of mental illness, suggestive interrogation techniques, and a desperate need for answers from law enforcement, and a flawed justice system that was more interested in closing cases than finding the truth. He was a pawn in a dangerous game, manipulated by therapists and investigators who believed they had found a monster. These professionals, convinced of their own righteousness, pushed Bergwall to the brink. Hypnosis and therapy sessions became breeding grounds for false memories. In these sessions, the lines between reality and fiction blurred, creating a narrative that was far from the truth. Under the influence of powerful drugs and suggestive questioning, Bergwall's grip on reality slipped away. The medications, meant to help, only served to deepen his confusion and vulnerability. He became a puppet, dancing to the tune of his handlers. Every word he spoke, every confession he made was a reflection of the suggestions implanted in his mind. He confessed to crimes he could not have committed, providing details that were later proven to be false. These confessions were meticulously crafted, yet entirely fabricated. The line between truth and fiction blurred, leaving a trail of shattered lives in its wake. The consequences of these false confessions were far-reaching, affecting not just Bergwall, but everyone involved in the case. The Swedish justice system prided itself on its fairness and impartiality. But in the case of Thomas Quick, it failed miserably. Blinded by the sensational nature of his confessions, investigators overlooked glaring inconsistencies and a complete lack of physical evidence. They became so fixated on securing convictions that they turned a blind eye to the possibility of Bergwall's innocence. Innocent individuals were implicated in Bergwall's fabricated crimes, Their lives were turned upside down as they faced accusations and suspicion. The justice system, designed to protect the innocent and punish the guilty, had become a weapon against the very people it was meant to serve. The consequences of these wrongful convictions would be felt for years to come. As the years passed, doubts began to surface about the veracity of Bergwall's confessions. Journalists and legal experts scrutinized the evidence, uncovering a litany of inconsistencies and contradictions. The foundation upon which his convictions rested began to crumble, revealing the rotten core of a justice system gone astray. The number of Bergwall's alleged victims fluctuated wildly, ranging from 12 to over 30. His stories changed over time, morphing to fit the narratives presented by his therapists and interrogators. The lack of physical evidence, DNA, or witnesses to corroborate his claims became impossible to ignore. The truth, buried beneath layers of lies and manipulation, began to claw its way to the surface. The re-evaluation of Bergwall's cases in the 2000s sent shockwaves through Sweden and the international legal community. It was a watershed moment, forcing a nation to confront the fallibility of its justice system. The case became a cautionary tale about the dangers of tunnel vision, the seductive power of confession evidence, and the devastating consequences of wrongful convictions. The Swedish justice system was put on trial, its flaws laid bare for the world to see. It was a painful and necessary reckoning, leading to calls for reform and a renewed focus on the presumption of innocence. In 2013, after spending over 2 decades behind bars, Sture Bergwall was acquitted of all charges. His case had been one of the most controversial in Swedish history, drawing attention from media and legal experts worldwide. The truth, suppressed for so long, had finally come to light. Years of investigative journalism and legal battles had uncovered the flaws in the evidence and the coercion that led to his false confessions. Bergwall was not a serial killer, but a deeply troubled man who had been manipulated by a flawed system. His mental health issues were exploited, leading to a series of wrongful convictions that shocked the nation. His release marked a victory for justice, but it came at a steep price. The years he lost could never be returned, and the emotional and psychological toll was immense. The scars of his wrongful imprisonment ran deep, a constant reminder of the system's failings. Each day in prison had left an indelible mark on his soul, a testament to the grave injustice he endured. Bergwall emerged from prison a changed man, forever marked by the experience. The world outside had moved on, but he had to rebuild his life from the fragments left behind. He dedicated his life to advocating for the wrongfully convicted, becoming a beacon of hope for those who had suffered similar fates, using his platform to expose the flaws in the justice system that had failed him and so many others. Bergwall's story became a powerful reminder of the importance of truth and justice in society. The legacy of the Thomas Quick case extended far beyond the walls of the courtroom. It left an indelible mark on the Swedish psyche, shaking public confidence in the justice system. Families of the victims were left to grapple with the agonizing realization that the man convicted of their loved ones' murders was innocent. The quest for justice had been corrupted, leaving behind a trail of pain, anger, and unanswered questions. The case served as a stark reminder that the pursuit of truth and justice is an ongoing process, fraught with challenges and complexities. It highlighted the importance of vigilance, critical thinking, and a steadfast commitment to upholding the rights of the accused. The Thomas Quick case stands as a chilling reminder of the fragility of justice. It is a cautionary tale about the dangers of confirmation bias, the seductive power of sensationalism, and the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition. The case continues to generate debate and discussion, prompting calls for reform and a renewed focus on preventing wrongful convictions. The pursuit of justice is a noble endeavour, but it's not without its perils. It demands constant vigilance, unwavering integrity, and an unwavering commitment to truth. Only then can we hope to prevent such miscarriages of justice from happening again. The legacy of Thomas Quick, the serial killer who never was, serves as a stark warning to us all.